Hi, I'm Dr. Sebastian Gonzalez with Performance Place Sports Care. Today we're going to go over a gentle type of hip mobility that you can use while you're seated. I was thinking about this the other day because I was sitting on a chair and then I realized that relatively when you're moving back and forth on a seat like this, or especially straddling one, you're actually just moving your hips and your trunk remains stable. I'll explain more. Okay, so how I typically start is I have people feet flat on the ground, knees at shoulder width. Let's just say we're in a typical squatting position, right? Now, from this point on, and I'll spin to make sure that you guys understand some, is that we're only moving about the hips. The back is not changing position. If I had a stick or a 2x4 right here, I should be the same straightness throughout. Sure, I'm bending, but I'm bending from actually the hip, okay? So as I do this, it's important to breathe, brace, and lock everything down here. Now the cues I like to start with for being able to keep the rib cage or keep all the abdominal area together, and there's multiple references on this and on intra-abdominal pressure and being able to breathe and brace and so on. There are different types of coined terms which I don't feel like using much because I'm sure someone will trademark them one day. But for the most part, we're creating rigidity amongst the trunk. So here's what I like to start with. So I like to have a proud chest. I'll show you from the side. Proud chest. Step one, cough. Coughing drops the rib cage. Next, hand on the sides. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth. So now we're expanding from the sides. Okay? Now, do everything in that same position here, except for now we're bending forward, similar to a good morning. And now we're going to rotate along the side. We're going to bring basically the nipples right over the femur here. Same thing this direction. Now you can do this at different angles as well. You can do this from really high. So we're basically turning this way versus this way. Try to refrain from your knees shifting excessively because that's what's going to, it's almost like a cheat. It's like you're getting away from actually using the hip. But the reason for doing this, by the way, is that the hip is a ball and socket. It moves a lot. So we're basically teaching it how to move when you have some hip bend in it. And here's the significance of it, if I didn't say it already, is if you don't use your hips, you're going to use your back or your knees. Okay? If I'm trying to turn to the left to reach for something, then I would maybe turn with my back versus my hip. And back on that note of back injuries, a lot of back injuries happen with flexion and rotation under load, which creates some shear. So if you are now seated, hopefully this exercise will get you to the point where you are normally protecting your back by using your hips. Establish the forward lean. Go ahead and reach and get something. Nipples come over the thigh right here. Go ahead and grab it, or if you have to, go like this and grab it, and then come right back. Nothing changes. So I hope this was a really helpful tip. I guess I would consider this one a life hack since when I figured it out, it was like just breakthrough. So go ahead and learn this, practice it. It's a habit. Once you get it as a habit, it's going to come and you won't think about it at all. And it's not always the straw that broke the camel's back. It's all the movements that led up to it. So if you have questions for me, I'm Dr. Sebastian Gonzalez with Performance Place Sports Care. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. You'll get all my tips and tricks along the way, and you'll get them, I believe we're releasing every Wednesday or Friday morning at this point. By the way, we do have a podcast that we have great experts on, and I give more in-depth on topics like this, as well as other ones that you'll experience when you visit your healthcare provider, as well as your sports medicine doctor. The reason why I don't give them all in video right here is because that video is really, really hard to manage. I have to be so presentable. I have to make sure that I have proper lighting and whatnot. On podcasts, we just run right through it, and you'll get tons of great information on that. So that's on the P2 Sports Care site. Don't forget to subscribe and share with friends.